Okay, so my goal right now is to work on my aquarium some and then finish up or at least get some work done on my indigo room. So to me, indigo is like a turquoise or a light blue color. Other people have other ideas of what indigo is. I just kind of wanted it back to the original because what happened is it wasn't even, so I had to actually remove the entire initial aquarium that I created and then turn it into a newer, better, more relative in size for the rest of the buildings to work out aquarium. But the filling of the water was very uneven, and I don't know, working on it for sure. So I'm kind of confused. I didn't realize which turtle egg that I would need to do, a spawn turtle egg or a turtle egg, what the difference was. So I'm a little off at first, and I place a whole bunch of turtle eggs everywhere. I have no idea what's going on, what needs to happen. Do I incubate them? How do I get these things? But I've saved, I mean, I didn't demolish the eggs that I created, so I don't know if they're going to hatch or what. But they're in there now. This one randomly disappeared. I don't remember, or one of them disappeared. I don't remember breaking it. So, but I released a whole bunch of new tropical fish, and eventually I figured out that I would need spawn turtle eggs in order to get some turtles into my aquarium. So I spawned some turtle eggs. And I don't like the fact that I can see the world below. So I'm going to have to change up that. Put a nice bottom. I'm going to have some coral in the fish tank as well. I do this for another like almost full 2 minutes. Just trying to figure it out. Stay with me, you guys. I love the variety of fish. I'm super psyched about my fish aquarium right now and trying to get it to be more filled with water is my next goal. The only way I figured out how is to build up blocks, have water sprout from the block on top and break down the blocks below, and then it fills with water. But I feel like that's not the right or only way to do it, so I've got to kind of keep working with it. My last ditch efforts is to Google things. I do not like to use Google. I like to just figure it out myself, but I just got sick of it. So I did Google that it's not called a workbench or a work table. It's called a crafting table. So I did in later on in this, I have to search and find a workbench, crafting table. I'm mostly proud of my rainbow staircase. I wish I had it on record, my building it. It was the most embarrassing thing, but I do come into the epiphany of instead of working hard and double clicking to place a block and then single clicking to break, I changed it to E to place a block and single clicking to break. So the keys are not associated with each other at all, and there will be no confusion. I will click my mouse to break, and I will press E to place. It's very sad to raise that white flag because I've always done it. Click and double click, and I just couldn't get it done. So that's what had to happen. That's what I did. I don't believe I made any changes in any of the other rainbow rooms. But after I do some more work on the indigo room after this one, because I didn't finish the indigo room, and some of the other colored rooms, I'm going to start tunneling and boring into the mountain. So the first thing I'm going to do is create like a hotel entrance. So like you walk in and there will be chairs to sit in, and a desk, like a bellhop could be there, and maybe like a lounge area where you can order drinks, things like that. And then it's going to have to be built on from there. What am I contemplating right now? I'm trying to find out where I'm at. I think right now I'm basically just frustrated about my inability to fill it. And not hatch turtle eggs and having to figure out I need to get spawn turtle eggs still. So there's so many areas in this fish tank that do not have water. And the fish actually swim right through. So they don't avoid the areas with no water. They pass through on top of if it's, or at least that's what I remember seeing. So a little aeration. Maybe it'll be good for them. I'm about to look for, I must be about to get turtle eggs. Yeah, here we go. So I'm going to switch off my turtle eggs to turtle spawn eggs and then hatch me far more turtles than ever imagined. And then a thought in my mind is maybe the eggs that are in there will hatch because there's other actual turtles around. Do I do more? I thought I threw at least 1 or 2 more turtles in here. It's only 2 turtles. Okay, so now I'm headed to the light blue or indigo area. So you can see that it's not a complete 10 by 10 yet. And I've got to even this all out to make it match. And it shouldn't take me very long. First I'm thinking, oh, this looks pretty. And it kind of looks more like the initial 10 by 10 greenhouse, which actually looks more gray stone than green. And then I was like, no, I'm going to stick with the concrete indigo blocks. Sometimes I search for random things because I don't know all that's available, and I just get ideas of things that would be cool in the game. So I put those in the game. I have an idea to build up the walls some. Right at this point, the indigo building has no built up walls at all, and a lot of the 10 by 10s are really just frames. 10 by 10 frames in different of the 7 rainbow colors. Not being really creative at all right now. Depends on, I don't know what happens, and you'll see it in this indigo room as I get like strokes of creativity and I go with ideas, but usually I just have like this minimum goal to get done, and when that's done I'm kind of burnt out and feel like doing something different, so I go on to another subject, something else. I really wish that my rooms at this point were not 10 by 10 because I kind of want to be able to make a grid like this even. I wind up making it anyways, even though there's points where I have to not have the grid in a place where it makes sense. So it's more solid flooring than having the holes in the floor. But at the end of the day, I feel like it comes out nice. Why do I pause for so long? Was I like getting something out of the oven? No. Because I got my food out of the oven when I stopped recording. I'm about to move. It must be. This is ridiculous. I should just cut this out. What am I doing sitting here? Doing nothing. Okay, I'm back to life. I was zoning out. What was I doing? Maybe I was just like mixing things up. Maybe that's what was happening. Like preparing for supper, not getting it out of the oven, flipping it over or something like that. Oh, this is when I realized the floor was going to be uneven. So instead of breaking it down right away, I just was like, what will it look like if I keep this that way? And then I went with my original plan. Okay, so I've got the floor all nice and even and laid out. And now it's time to pick out the center blocks. What are those little holes going to be filled in with? And this is just too cute to pass up. So I grabbed the light blue glazed terracotta and began to fill in wherever was necessary. And I just love how much it woke the whole place up. It's so bright and refreshing. A good step up from my icy aquarium and move into violet, my purple rooms, which it's definitely not done yet, but I do have the 10 by 10 square ready to be edited. Good, great, awesome. So, what's happening? What am I doing here? I spent a long time trying to find out how to make a crafting table. I had an idea. I was like, oh, how do I dye something? Can I just dye anything? Like if I had a snowball, can I dye it into a red snowball? Things like that. So I'm realizing now I don't know how to find a crafting table. It takes me a while to figure it out, but you can definitely tell that all of a sudden I knew because I Googled it. I had to Google it. I had to know. I had to be like, tell me, oh Google gods. I'm trying to find just bench. Why didn't I just type in table? Do you think that would have been one of my options? So many brightly colored things. I'm going to have so much fun eventually. Making all these different rainbow rooms. What I'm probably going to do is start digging into the mountainside and making, filling in the mansion setup. Yes, it will have an entryway, like atrium, everything. It's not going to be a hotel, but it's going to have a bellhop. It's going to have security guards, things like that. But I think what I'll do is come back out here and add some stuff to my rainbow rooms as I think of things. I don't know. The thought of actually working on the inside of the mountain right now is just too much. So I think it's going to be more fun when I finally burrow a tunnel, set some dynamite, and start to craft and sculpt it into something real. So ta-da! I finally figured out what a crafting table is. Oh, and I've got some visitors. They weren't here before. This felt nice. I was happy that I turned around and saw this. I was like, is this an update gift? What is this? And I loved it. So anyways, I didn't do anything because there's no interaction options that I'm aware of. and I set to work trying to do my original idea, which was to dye a snowball red. I get so frustrated and confused in this process. Trying to. So I find red dye and I click on it, and then it just shows me that it takes a poppy to make red dye, and I just wind up more frustrated than anything. Whoa! It's dried cream cheese. That goes in the sink. So, and then I'm thinking, in order to get red dye, I've got to do this, and I wasn't able to do the thing I usually do to pick up multiple inventory pieces. So I literally was individually one by one doing it and getting super, super stressed about it. So I wound up not being able to do it, but I tried. And I'm not like going to quit using the workbench. I will have situations in the future where I do work with the workbench, but as for now, it'll just be sculpting and placing what I can, and then I guess Googling every now and again. Oh, this is me thinking that I'm going to dye a white dye, red dye with red dye, and it didn't work out like I wanted to. And this is when I realized that now, if I double click, I can split the inventory, which I was able to do effectively. So I did this, and then no red snowball, and I was very disheartened. Okay, so I don't know as if I do much more. I'm still recording though, so there's about 40 seconds, 60 seconds left of the video. I don't know what I decided to do. Oh, I think it was just like checking this out some, yeah. I was trying to find out if he was going to stay, and then he bursts and he's gone. And then I thought I was going to grab the potion bottle, but then the potion bottle was gone. So I watched the little llamas bounce up and down until I realized that it was the sunset. So then I swooped over. I had to check it out. Looking at the sunset going down with my rainbow staircase and the torches. Oh, it was so nice. And then once the sun goes down, one final swoop over all my properties that I'm working on and logging off. So thank you so much for helping me build. I will be back.